So kind of talk to me about Pete. You know, he's like I don't even want to say the Godfather because I feel like that's not doing it justice. But he's the dude for swimming around this area. So kind of, for you, like as your coach and now like coaching alongside him or at the time, like what is it about Pete, man? Why is he such a big deal? Explain it. Try to explain it to everybody.
I think it's hard to explain, but I think when you talk about Pete, you're talking about somebody that's extremely committed to something, right? And committed to Oakland first off, right? He never left. You know, he started his career, I think, at Northern Iowa and then came here and never left. And so I think you're talking to somebody that's very, very committed to something. And I think that goes extremely, extremely far. You know, and he has it. He really does. You know, he has it, and it attracts people obviously to want to swim for him. He's able to get the best out of you. But he's got it. You know, and I can't even put into words what that is, you know, but I know there's respect. As soon as the day I walked on the pool deck with him as a swimmer, and that never left. And I think he just definitely, he's calculated, he's committed, and he has it. And that's sometimes just something you have or you don't.
Yeah. And then when he announced his retirement, I talked to Ian Allen and Jordan Chips in previous interviews, asking them, like when I talked to Ian, it was before you got the position of it, and then when it was Jordan, you did get the position. Right. So, and they told me about how the retirement was announced, and brought everyone in the room. Right. And, like, what was your reaction to hearing that news? That Pete's gonna hang it up after so many years.
Yeah, I mean, I always knew it was going to happen at some point, right? When you've been doing it. I mean, and that's the thing for Pete is, and I remember asking him that when we were going through the interview process for me, or when we were talking about me coming back. So how long are you going to go? How long do you think you can go? And I never would ask him as a swimmer, but I was like, if I'm going to work for you, I'd be curious of what you're thinking.
Yeah, just some kind of a timeline.
Right. And I don't think he even had a timeline then. He's just like, when the time comes, the time comes. And when it's time to retire, it's time to retire. And, obviously he came to a point where he felt like his time was his time, and again, he accomplished basically as much as any other coach has. And so I think he felt the time, whether it was time to spend more time with his wife, Lori, whether it was just time to go do things that he wanted to do, I don't know, but it was time. And so I think that's just, for me, I was happy in a sense.
Sure.
Because I think we, as coaches, we put so much time into this. And it's a 24/7 thing. It doesn't shut off on the weekends. Your phone is constantly buzzing. And so for him, I knew it was going to be really, really hard to walk away and retire. But I think in that meeting, I was happy for him. Obviously we puts the program in an interesting spot at the time, but I was really, really happy for him to be able to come to that point and obviously be able to feel accomplished and feel like he can walk away from this.
And I was told that he's not completely leaving the program. He still comes back and visits. I heard like technique weeks. He'll be there. Kind of like what's his current involvement with the team now?
Yeah. So I talk to Pete at least once a week, if not more. Summer's a little bit slower. I called him today. He must be playing pickleball or something. He didn't answer my phone call. But no, I mean, he's still very, very involved within the program. Obviously he's still helping to connect alumni to myself in the program. Yeah. He does a lot of that outside work for us. And then he does a lot of stuff just with the team. We do like swim clinics, and he goes and breaks through all the strokes, which is something that his previous coach, Ernie, his mentor, was really, really good at. And so it's something that I'm continuing to learn from him, and something that he can help our program with. So he comes in and does those. And then he did like some underwater video review. So we would video all the kids. He'd come in, kind of give some review and some feedback for us and coaches to continue to work on. But then really after that, it's just an open door policy, and he knows that, and he can come and go as much as he would like. And
you think he's earned it at this point?
Exactly. But it's funny, and I think for him, and I don't want to speak for Pete by any means, I think the months of the fall, I think were really difficult, as it would be for any coach, because you're supposed to be on the pool deck.
Yeah.
But I think he got a taste. He was in Puerto Rico for a couple weeks, and I think it was a taste of retirement. And I think he began to enjoy having some time away. So